Demic, cautious of what could be happening through Garage, but the player to watch here is always going to be the man with the case.
Benja then just going to be holding the long angle through that open hole and just having a look if you can pick anybody up around the door or into red corridor. Time is going to become a factor here for G2X. It's ticking by at the minute, 35 seconds, not quite in position for the plant yet. Virtue's just waiting to deliver that utility that's hopefully going to provide that sort of 3-2-1 goal moment. We've got the bees going in from Grim as well to prevent too much movement. There's the smoke, and in goes Alamo. Gets one, gets two. Can he find a third? No, going to be cut down by Demic. But Uno now has the space. He's got the opportunity to put this diffuser down. He's going to have to restart it, but won't need to fill the nitro earlier in the round. Could be dangerous for them, really dangerous.
I wonder if Alamar's misdroned him here, because Alamar droned all the way through CEO. He droned Elevator, and Mephi was just hiding in double-double the whole time. Benja now falls. This entire attacking round is falling at the hands of Mephi. And Mozzie, by the way, Mozzie isn't known for having the best gun for taking multiple engagements. Just overwhelm him, just flood him, and get that player dealt with. Look at the time.
I think G2 have really had a misstep in this round. They've just completely failed to deal with Mephi whatsoever. There's no way they can let him. That's 3 free kills he's had on the top floor within about 50 feet of each other. It just can't happen. This is going to be a Mephi ace.
EMPs, however, will stop that Warden gadget from activating. Bit of a jump out there from Good Boy. He's going to take down Alamar. Benja immediately there for the refrag, but you've lost your glass, so any pushing power that you were looking to have through those smokes is now no longer a thing.
Big loss, but Benja's going to pick up a big gain as he manages to find a nice headshot onto Nova. Doesn't know that the mirror is just on the opposite side of that soft wall, and knocking the Kiba barricade is going to give his position away. Rin almost caught on the rotate, but caught is Benja, catching a C4 almost in his lap as Good Boy sends it out and takes him down. Uno, however, with an opportunity to potentially put this diffuser down, is reliant on Doki's cover.
Well, the diffuser will go down successfully there. I'm not sure where Virtue was, and it's likely that Rin's going to pick himself up one here, but no, misses the shots! Uno, he didn't have a lot of health to begin with, Tim. He only needed 1 or 2 shots in. He now will be finished off. Good Boy on for a triple. Demic maybe eyeing up a bit of a jump out here, but he needs to be cautious. There's G2 players on both of these rappels, and they are both going to be watching. The defuse is almost impossible right now if G2 play this correctly. Doki is going to commit and hop himself in. There is a player long-arming right now with a jump out that goes through, but Doki, fortunately, was able to pick up that final kill. The 40-second mark is reached, and with still 2 in pocket and 2 C4s, there's a lot to get through here.
Uno's getting the diffuser down, though. He's managed to get further into side, just against that wall and avoiding that toxic gas coming in. Gets it down. Little bit of a misplay from the smoke there. You've got to be hitting your mark. Doki going for 1, picking up 2, finds Rin and Nova, can't make it 3, but Virtue's there to have his back to pick up the trade. Gets Mephi and continues fighting 3 versus 2 and says, you know what, I'm going to hit the flip reverse. I'm going to go downstairs and you can attack from above.
Why not? He's got Uno there to assist him as well. Uno going to take a few pot shots here, but this is exactly where G2 want to be. The C4 comes out, Demic picks up 1, but it is likely to be an exit at this moment in time. 7 seconds left on the...
Mephi manages to pick up something far more valuable, an opening kill onto Uno. That's the book taken out as well, on a site where you are going to want some verticality. There's no Ram on board, so it's going to be down to Virtue on the Ash, really, to be getting any of that soft destruction done. Benja taken out with the ace, leaves them without any hard breach, and I tell you what, it's just one after another. FEARX are running over G2.
It's this site, isn't it?
It is, it's this site.
It really is this site. Rint going to pick himself up another in Alamau. I mean, he's known for a jumping through copy window, but at the right time and moment when there's a lot of chaos going on. There's going to be no chaos going on right now because he's 1 versus 5. He is going to make the hop in and pick up a nice kill onto Nova. That's for certain. But what's he going to be able to do with it? Okay, these rounds for all that you've got, and that's exactly what we're going to see here. Rin, he goes in and takes down Doki. It's going to be Uno with the refrag there. Doki lost out on the IQ.
Reload!
Thank you, Uno, for showing us the perfect Claymore placement. That's the sort of distance you need away from the wall that I was talking.
On the flank, and I don't believe this is being watched. If he sends it out the window, he might pick himself up too. Finds one before being traded out by the Claymore, but that could have quite easily been 2 kills with the way they were all lined up. Uno has got a bit of information here. Demic, he's going to join in on the party. Uno can regather that info with the Bees and see if he can find anything to get a few pop shots at here. But it isn't looking fantastic. Virtue, he's going to be over on lobby repel, so he's really out of the action at the moment.
It's a really good job that Uno put that second Claymore down, that he replaced it, because otherwise, as you say, it could have been absolutely catastrophic. Still not looking great for the round, though. 2 versus 3, both players out on repel. No presence inside of the map as of yet. Uno nearly half health. It's going to be a difficult one for G2. FEARX just need to play this smart, to be honest. Just hold themselves in the positions and just wait for those repels, wait for those pushes to come in. Don't get overexcited, don't over-peak it. Virtue does manage to find Nova, but good boy onto Uno. It's going to be all up to Virtue. Drops down onto the gold stairs, and here comes his push to try and find those last 2 kills.
Got quite a bit of work to do, but he knows where one player is going to be, and with the lobby doors being barricaded to ATMs, this might be a freebie.
It must have been another jump out.
It was. Good boy jumped out again, and he took out Uno, because obviously Uno's only got 2 Claymores, so there's only so much he can do. Virtue is in a 1 versus 1 on the site right now, but he doesn't know where Demic is, and that's going to be one of the big problems, and all the time that he gives away to Good Boy to allow that rotation makes things a little bit easier.
Yeah, diffuser down
too much
as well.
Info here either. He can go and collect the diffuser, but 15 seconds.
So, I mean, he might actually have an opportunity. FEARX are maybe not holding this quite tight enough at the minute. He's gone in, and I think Virtue's likely to complete this, to be honest, before he's challenged. So he's going to be guns up, and that's a little bit of a misplay from FEARX, we've got to say there. Virtue shouldn't be being allowed that much space. It's a 2v1. I know they don't want to give the kill away, but still, you can't let him go in and get the diffuser down, because now you're on the back foot as Virtue manages to pick up Good Boy. He finds himself in a 1v1. It's all up to Demic, and Demic is against the clock. He has to push, and Virtue right now can just hold his angle. He sees him coming, but somehow he doesn't find the... It actually nearly got him stuck as somebody was trying to push into him, but Nova on the blitz yesterday was a little bit less than maybe as effective as they would like to see that operator. We're going to have a little bit better today, and it's not going to start out well. Doki manages to get a kill with a keeper barricade.
Well, I'm not sure if that's maybe Azami's knife.
It is, it's the knife. It's, but yeah, maybe, yeah.
Either way,
it must be a melee attack.
You shouldn't be melee in a blitz.
Thrown the gadget.
You shouldn't be melee in a blitz. Like,
it's going to be the melee, surely.
Fair play, though. He's gone for a 1-for-1 trade, and he's played his life. He's wasted so much the round. We've got 35 seconds left on the clock, and only now we're starting to see presence here inside the site. Mephi's actually going to push deep, though.
Not able to actually get this down. The smokes come out, and it's exactly the same as we saw when Uno was planting. They're going to be ineffectual, and with 4 left alive, FEARX should definitely be able to hold on to this X. They've got multiple hatches to work from. They're hitting long angle shots. Demic onto Uno to take him down. This is looking great for the Korean side. Rin, Demic getting another one apiece, and FEARX are about to take the lead on Bank.
Alamau, a lot of work to do, 20 seconds to do it in. A couple of players are quite low.
And it looks like they've certainly done their homework so far. Benja, however, has not been picked up in the basement. Manages to pick up Demic. He's threatening that run out, but he's going to be taken out from the skylight. Rin managing to find him and level things up at 4v4.
Benja would have been better off just sending it straight out the skylight there instead of hanging around for a second and trying to place for that C4. Mephi, he's going to be able to recover that diffuser from outside. All level at 4 men apiece at the moment, entering into this final minute. Doki, he's going to be occupying the site. He can still place some of those Kiba barricades down. He's got 3 in pocket, so he's been letting them generate for this moment. Now he can start to try and build himself a little bit of a fort to try and hold on for. Give him a little bit of a power position to work with. Couple of C4s left for G2 as well, so they have got plenty of options here. And of course, with that Valkyrie being available, there's a chance of a bit of utility, but Good Boy, he's going to find one onto Virtue.
Doki manages to pick one up onto Nova to level things up 3v3, and FEARX, you feel like might maybe just stall out a little bit here. They sort of, they're sending bees in through the windows. They're ready with the Amaru to go, but a lot of that space that they're creating with that gadget may well be gone by the time Mephi goes in here. It's maybe just been a little bit slow. Doki picks up Rin. Mephi is inside of sight now. Here goes Good Boy, picks up one. It's a 2v2. 15 seconds left to go. They need to find more kills. Mephi's been downed, and there's the second. G2.
So E2 is under a little bit of pressure, and the fact that G2 are one man down, it means that they're going to be spread a little bit thinly. It seems as though FEARX have recognized we can't deal with that deployable. Maybe we just try and drop the backside.
Benja just looking for the spray through into elevator, can't find any damage, does take a lot though. Virtue's down, Benja one hit away. Good Boy manages to pick up the kill onto Virtue. The class looking through the smoke, can't find anything for the time being. Doki, Benja, they go big, but not big enough, as Nova does manage to pick up Benja, and that leaves Doki now in a 1v3, all to do. Plant going down, but man comes off.
More success that they are seeing on that stat line. Very aggressive play here from Doki, but he will be rewarded. Takes down Nova, and finally we see something traded, Tim.
Yeah, that was absolutely needed. Doki just getting in there, because you saw the reason that the Selma charges went off. If you're thinking, why didn't Benja just shoot them all off? It was because of the Ursa in electrical. He was concerned about being challenged from there. He didn't want to overextend and give up archives. It wasn't really worth it. So long as he got the one that kept Doki safe, that's the position that they wanted. Keep Doki in there. We saw it against Liquid yesterday. Doki was in that position. He was able to deny Lugonis moving in, trying to get a plant down. So that's why they want to keep him active there, so they can prevent any plant behind counter. So Benja did exactly enough, but didn't give away too much. It was nicely played from G2 there.
Rin's got himself in on the top floor, and he's trying to find a little bit of vert, but I imagine the player he was looking for was Benja, and well, Good Boy has kindly dealt with that. The top floor is now in possession of FEARX. Gonna have to set up some drones and keep a close handle on that, because there is potential to rotate and take it off, but Doki's going to get punished there. He doesn't really need to be there at that point in electric, and he's going to pay the price. He's going to fall, and he's going to leave Alamau and Uno in a 2 versus 4 here. But there's only 30 seconds left on the clock. There is still a little bit of hope here. Alamau does have a C4, so depending on how well these two can choke out these attackers pushing in, and of course where these attackers choose to push in from, because time really is of the essence right now. The SMG is kind on the first, but the shotgun it's scrappy on the second, and Mephi will take Alamau down. Uno wasn't there to assist, wasn't there to help. Got caught out inside of stack, and the plant now will be confirmed. The pressure firmly back on Uno's shoulders. Maybe go for a bit of a rotation here, but the pre-fires will give the game away. Finds it down onto Rin. He knew there was a player hiding out there, and he's looking desperately, just trying to confirm that and remove that information away from FEARX. 28 seconds left to go, and a post plant now established. A prone there from Demic.
Position and really fight them back. This could be a key battle for the entire round, but Rin comes in with a double elsewhere. Manages to pick up not only Benja, but Doki as well. Uno goes down 5v2. Surely this is going to be it for FEARX.
Could be a flawless as well to close out Bank here. We mentioned about Alamau and those cap cans. The C4 will go out and it will find success, but he's caught out in the Deimos death mark. So his location was known for a brief period of time. It didn't do much good. He did end up losing Nova over it. Virtue sees the drone at his feet. Is he going to try and swing and take this challenge? Probably thinking he needs to make something happen here. He's going to smoke out Good Boy instead and try and get some damage in onto him. But again, the SMG not being kind. Good Boy there to finish him off, and it is all down to Alamau. Can find himself another here. The diffuser is going to be cold for the time being. It isn't in the hands of anyone, but Good Boy does have another death mark available, so that's information that will be getting exchanged. Don't forget, there's only Good Boy that knows where Alamau is right now.
That's the big problem though, and this is where Deimos comes into like his maximum strength. 3v1, Alamau getting pinged out all the time, even if it is only Good Boy that's able to see that. He's feeding that info back into his team. They know that the plant is possible, for example, and it's just making it really oppressive for Alamau to try and do anything, especially when he's in a 1v3. Taken down by
target, and a doe could be called, so Could be a bit of a push here, but no one's really in too much position to do much about it. Nova's going to find an opener over onto Doki, but it's immediately traded out there by Benja.
The problem is how late it is as well. With 20 seconds left to go, and they're only just picking up entry kills. They go in, that's Diffuser down. Alamau manages to pick it up. He recognises that straight away, and he's just going to sit in this spot for the next 10 seconds and try to close out the round. Demic, he manages to get Uno, but there you go. Alamau 1, Alamau 2, Alamau 3. It's as easy as careful though. Nova just exposing his rear side a little bit there, and it's an easy one for Alamau to pick up Good Boy, but the trade is there as Nova manages to brute force Alamau to the ground and find the kill with the pistol, but Benja is coming in towards trying to take over Bathroom and just get onto that flank. He manages to pick up Demic, and again, Nova is left all alone on the shield.
No overreaction there from G2 either. You might have said, well, why is Alamau not coming to help? They didn't want to give up.
Had a good round in round 1 on the shield. It was the rest of the team really didn't have that support that he needed. They kept kind of dying around him. We're going to see Virtue just trying to go there for the Nitro above, but doesn't pick anybody up on the Tubarão. He's going to be playing close to that wall to try and deny any breach coming in. We can just see the smoke is there. They are playing the glass through, but Virtue does manage to pick up a nice one above, and Alamau is still above. FEARX again just failing to deal with that vertical X, and Alamau one for everyone at home to keep an eye on as this round progresses, because he could have a huge impact.
You can't go direct if you're going to leave players above. If there's someone above, you've got to go and deal with him. Maybe that's what we're seeing happen right now. I think it's Demic that's just hopped in there to closet, but another kill comes in for Doki. He's able to take down the Monty. Great set of headphones on Alamau there with the swing over onto Rin. Obviously, Gridlock being one of the heavier ops. They are a little bit louder than most, and it was Demic that had hopped in, and Alamau, easy as you like to deal with him. Direct the Monty. It just doesn't matter if you're not doing your basics, if you're not covering off your angles, and if you're going to leave somebody upstairs, well, you deserve everything you get.
I think Alamau's here in colours right now. In that direction, that's when you're going to have your problems.
Rin just popping in to get rid of a little bit of information there. The diffuser is still cold on the ground outside. Uno going to pick the first kill up onto Good Boy. That's the Deimos gone, so tracking ability is gone with it. A Lion Call comes in, but it might be a bit too late. Benja allowed to get a bit of chip damage in there onto Nova as well. The case has been recovered. Nova has rotated round and picked that up. Benji can just start to layer himself back now, can come to the safety of this long desk and pick himself one up onto Mephi. Doki's there. He does have those Cuba barriers to assist, regardless of the fire and bees that are coming through. And look at this flank from Uno. There's a lot of potential here.
I don't think he's even going to have time for this, to be honest. Doki does get taken down, but there it is. The Uno flank. Benja peeks anyway that this isn't a 6-0 half.
We've got two tin openers.
Surely not.
Oh my goodness. Sorts of options here. So Benja, could it be a Benja round? Finds himself a second. Rin. He's going to close Doki down and pick himself up Benja and friends. A little bit better here, but still with a little hop in. You do worry about the pacing. Half of the round left, and Benja and Doki have just been allowed to do whatever they want.
Yeah, and this is it. G2 are just using the spare manpower that they've got. Absolutely beautiful stuff from Alamau. So in that 3v2, they know that they can leave Alamau out in the map because they've got, even if he loses his life, it's still a 2v2 on site, so it's not the end of the world. Alamau knows where the last man is. He's not going to give this up. He wants the kill. He's going to keep fighting it, and there's no reason that he shouldn't do, essentially. You know, Demic has to go through and try and get this if he wants any hope of getting anything going in this 1v3, because why would Alamau give up the vertical? He doesn't need to. He can just play above as an absolute nuisance for the longest time. Demic comes around, and this is it. Alamau's just going to keep him fighting, keep him burning time as much as he can. Demic just overswings that a little bit. He had Alamau white flash, but he's not going to be able to get anything done. Over to the pistol.
A bit flat. Obviously, we're having a rehost. The stats are a little bit different. Good Boy, they're going to find one onto Benja. It's a good start to open the account here on the defense, but when it rains, it pours, and G2 respond with two of their own.
Obviously, we had a game earlier. If you missed it, it was Bleed versus SSG. First round, first map was taken by Bleed, which, you know, not necessarily unexpected, but SSG, you know, there would have been a lot of arguments to make to say they would have picked up that first map, but then they came back in rather strong fashion. seeing somewhat of a mirror here as Virtue, Doki managed to pick up one apiece, and it looks for all the life like just like that other game, we're going to have a second map as a 7-0 because Demic, he's taking damage, he's being tracked. It's certainly a matter of time. Doki's on the hunt with the Vendetta.
We often refer to the Skyscraper as a bit of an onion and a layered map. Uno, he's going to see some nice early success. It's a stunning angle there from the rappel. A nice view in through Terrace there and in toward Drum. Benja get himself into a little bit of hot water here along with Virtue. They're both incredibly low right now. Mephi is going to take advantage of that.
Alamo manages to
activate the laser gate, and that will slow Virtue down. However, Uno, he's going to start nailing that plant to the floor, and Mephi has to try and do something about this, but he hasn't got a clue that it's going down. He's going to go for the swing, take a scrappy engagement. This is his third kill in the round. Bear in mind, he got nothing on Consulate. He will eventually be down. It's now down to Virtue and Alamau to finish things off here. Rin got a bit of information. You can see the red pings coming through. Might go for the revive here, or is it potentially a bait? Picks one onto Alamau. Alamau's down. Virtue, he was only 1 HP. Rin! Toxic Babe's there, just going to be used to try and keep the flow at bay, and a quick exchange as Alamau is taking the bull by the horns. He's got himself deep there into VIP, and he's going to pick himself up too. Toxic Babe tries to slow him down, but he's going to be able to dodge out of the way of that as Doki makes that Vendetta work quite nicely for him. Mephi getting called out here. He's going to get picked off as well, more than likely. He's getting pinched from both sides.
The big problem here for FEARX is that the two remaining players have been pushed back onto the opposite side of the map. So G2 have got complete control of the site. Good boy manages to pick...
Using that time to open the angles as well. So another thing to be quite mindful of. Benja, he's going to walk in and just pick up a kill onto Good Boy like it's nothing. He's got his eyes on a second here as well. The Gon 6 goes out, and the Clash Shield has to come out now from Rin. It's going to be in Acacia, but he might get pinched here because we do have a player on the window as well.
Yeah, the Clash is going to be the next big question for G2, and how do they deal with that? Because until Rin has been moved, they're not going to have that top floor control. Mephi is going to be taking down Rin's all alone now. There's no way that this Clash survives. There you go, dealt with a knife from Benja. That's a triple in the round. Going to come down to a 1v3 as Demic manages to get one back, taking Benja out. But this is surely a G2 round here. Demic is fighting for his life inside Acacia, but there go the Candelas.
With that, they're going to be all over it. So you've really got to try and switch things on here. Benja again going to be looking for that all-important entry. I love how they try and cut this map in two here with that insertion there on the balcony window. Takes Good Boy down, and Nova's sort of left scratching his head. There's no way you can trade off the back of that.
What an absolute beauty that was from Benja as well. Just such a fine angle. Picks up the little pixel kill. Absolutely fantastic. Nova just going to be holding himself by the suit of armor for the time being. He gets a freebie. They can't be giving him away.
It could be a little bit too late. There will be a rotation into Geisha from the top of Karaoke, and well, there'll be a player at the bottom of Blackstairs too, it seems, as Rain has made a full rotation there. Mephi joins in on the party, getting flashbacks here of the previous attempt at this site. One kill comes in for Benja, 2 on the round, and Virtue trying to battle his way through, but even the black door isn't opened yet. Can toss the smoke in, try and give himself a bit of cover as Benja works from below. There's still a load of time here for G2 to work with.
These rounds have been very, very quick. Time certainly hasn't been an issue for G2 as of yet. Virtue just going to be lining up on the Ying, sees his man, can't quite find his shots. Rin, super low health now. If Virtue just waits a second, lets Benja get up to the top of stairs, they can start looking to push together here and maybe create a situation that's kind of lose-lose for FEARX, but there's only one person losing, and that's going to be Benja, as Rin just steps out with a nice peek, gets a kill, but it's effectively going to be a 1v1 for Virtue.
Virtue there has a chance at a wall bang, a chance at maybe a revive era confirmed over onto Rin, locked into the 1 versus 1, the same as last time, but slightly different circuit.
And it has continued today. They have been punished by it. Nova is going to be picked up by Benja, who again has wandered in towards a difficult location, got himself into small bar. This time, however, Mephi is there for the trade, manages to pick him up and gets aggressive on the run out as well.
Doki going to try and add into this pain a little bit. He's at Sword's window right now, mirror window on the VIP wall. Alamau looking to aggressively push up the stairs. He's going to take a real scrap of a fight there and lose out to Demic. Virtue, quick fire stuff. We've seen a minute and 10 seconds. He's 1 HP outside the building in a 1 versus 4. He's going to hop himself on into bathroom here, but it looks
to decide whether to stay in the major or not. Rin steps out and gets an absolute.
Takes Doki down. G2, they're going to be fighting from behind here in round 6.
Certainly looks like it could be a 4-2 half here. Rin steps out, takes a lot of damage. FEARX need to not get over-aggressive here. They've got the man advantage. They can just play for space. They can play for time. They don't need to be
Getting the plant down. That's why we got Virtue hopping in now to washroom downstairs. Alamau seeing if he can make something happen with the Vendetta. G2 are consolidating right now. You can see they've gone from being very split up. They've got themselves into a nice little proximity between one another. Benja's going to lose an important engagement there. Nova taking him out. That could be a nail in the coffin for this round.
Yeah, I think that's probably round defining there from Nova, and it wasn't an easy fight to win. Glaz really does win those fights quickly, but not as quickly as Mephi with a headshot. Good while since they were able to be placed outside. Remember the good old days?
When they... glory days.
But now they lose the signal. We're going to have a couple of kills coming in. Alamau's going to lose a bit of signal as Mephi takes him down. Good boy onto Virtue. Trade for trade for trade as we find ourselves now 3 versus 3. And FEARX are just trying to take some ground here. They're trying to push forward. They've still got small bar to deal with, which could be an issue. Good boy in position, just sending out the drone. They've got time here, FEARX. They don't need to rush this. They can play for a little bit of intel, but Uno just gets a little bit aggressive, moves forward out of his cover, maybe looking to take a fight on the swing here.
Doki's the player to watch here because he was the one off-site. He was inside of Geisha, and he's been allowed now a little bit more space. He's still worried about the pressure potentially coming in from Geisha, but he's got a great opportunity to look through and to find players pushing that Dragon, Drum, and into that terrace area. He's just going to be occupying here just on the edge of terrace, and with that cut through in, he's going to have some great visibility. Obviously, the wall to the left of him isn't reinforced, and that smoke's maybe going to push him a little bit up further, but that could be perfect for him. Benja finds one, Doki down, but look at Benja go. 3 kills on the round, only Mephi left to find. Doki down. Essentially, 2 versus 1 here. Benja and Uno going to have to try and buddy up. They've got a nice cross-generated, a lot of information for Mephi to work from right now, and he has been fragging out on
a little bit. Just give that bit of intel that Benja needs to pull the trigger as soon as somebody comes in. So that's something FEARX need to be aware of. They don't have an IQ on board. There it is. We get a beautiful view of it as well. We've got the camera, and it's Virtue who's on there watching it. He gives the call. Boom, boom, boom.
All the shortcomings on Consular. He's 10-4 now, make it 10-5 as Doki takes him out from above. Virtue, he nails one on for himself, and Demic, he might find a bit of success, but it's only brief in the center of sight. With now left in the 1 versus 4, and you get a feel that there's a serious lack of togetherness at the moment, Ace, on this FEARX roster. A lot of kills going down one. Get a couple of seconds lead time. Sometimes it is a narrow chance. And there we go.
He's going to take a narrow chance.
For a couple of rounds in a row now, I think at least 3 in a row, we've seen spawn peaks attempted here by G2. Every single fantastic on the entry tip, picking up 5, but he's also had 6 kills just in the 9 rounds anyway. Been doing a good job in that fashion, but with Virtue falling, G2's options are becoming a little bit slimmer. And Benja is soon going to get swamped here. I'm not even sure if the book knows that he's there right now. You know, he's going to do a little bit of assistance work there, but eventually gets finished off by Nova. Benja needs to find this kill, because you could argue that maybe he's sold Uno a little bit there. Immediately swung there. Brilliant finish off from Nova. I actually think it was Mephi that hit him with the swing.
This is your moment, Alamau, but he's not.
To capitalise on that. Doki certainly feeling the heat here as the Bs come in as well, and it's going to be good boy on that entry.
In the favour of FEARX previously, they kind of, as you said, X, squandering that time a little bit, but they managed to find the kill onto Uno. 5 versus 2, Virtue, Benja, they've got a huge job to do here to keep G2 in it. Virtue gets them going with one onto Good Boy, but gets cut down. It's 4 versus 1, surely FEARX are going to find themselves on a match point opportunity. He's playing around that drone as well. I like this.
Well, he knows the drone's there. He's trying not to get caught out for the time being. Rin, he's been deleted by Benja through that Maverick hole. The wall will be opened, but finally we're seeing an opening come in for G2 here. They've suffered on that entry. Benja on the whole has been very good on this map. However, in the last couple of rounds, it hasn't been going G2's way at all. So the best start that they could have hoped for realistically here. Benja going to continue to see that pressure and maybe just see if he can try and get another before he is removed.
Good boy manages to pick up Benja, and that's going to be another 3 versus 3. Mephi did manage to take down Doki, but Virtue was there for the trade. Can FEARX keep this momentum going? We said that they needed something out of Alamo. G2 find it. He manages to pick up Good Boy. That gives G2 an advantage. 3 versus 2. And they've got a little bit of time here as FEARX just take the pressure off. There is the flash, but Alamo, he runs headlong into Nova's arms.
Alamar played that beautifully as well. Nova almost dropped the ball by jumping over the banister, and Alamar just got itchy feet. Unfortunate position to find himself in, but again, it goes to show the power of these stun grenades. I was mentioning it a little bit earlier on. Benji used them to perfection, and it's a fantastic use there from Nova. Doesn't have any left, however. Demic, no smokes left. They will have a little bit of information. There's a couple of drones kicking around, but there is only 35 seconds. Virtue low, Uno full health, digging himself in right now. They need to try and hold on as best they can. Nova, he's got the kit. A little bit of last-second information gathering here, and with the DMR, they're going to make their way in through to Geisha. I'm almost sure that that should have been heard by Uno, and he will turn his attention to that direction.
It's looking like a good chance that there's a 2 versus 1. Nova's managed to find it.